Picture this: the dining room is full, tickets are flying, guests are happy, and yet the bank balance still feels like a mystery. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In this guide, we're stepping into Maya's restaurant back office to show what restaurant accounting really is: the system that tracks money in and out, turns raw transactions into insight, and helps you run a calmer, more profitable operation. We'll cover the realities that make restaurants unique: perishable inventory, tipped payroll, multiple revenue channels like delivery and catering, and costs that change fast. Then we'll build the habits and tools that replace guesswork with visibility. By the end, you'll know what to review daily, weekly, and monthly, which reports and KPIs actually matter, and how to set up a workflow that supports growth instead of stealing your time. Let's start with the question every busy operator eventually asks. Maya's question is simple, and it's the one that keeps owners up at night. If we're busy, why don't we feel financially strong? Restaurants run on razor-thin margins. A small shift in food cost, a few overtime hours, or a stack of delivery fees can erase what looked like a great week. And when you don't have clean, timely numbers, decisions like staffing, purchasing, and menu pricing turn into guesswork. So the real mission isn't just do the books. It's to build an accounting process that answers three survival questions. 1. Where's the money actually going? 2. What's changing right now before it becomes a crisis? 3. What should we do next to protect cash and grow profit? To get there, we have to clear up a common misconception that causes a lot of pain in restaurants. Bookkeeping and accounting are not the same thing. Here's the gap that traps a lot of restaurants. You can be diligent about recording transactions and still feel blind when it's time to make decisions. Bookkeeping is the daily engine, capturing sales, purchases, payroll, tips, inventory changes, and vendor bills so your records are accurate. Accounting is what turns those records into control: financial statements, trend analysis, cash flow forecasting, and guidance on what to change. And in modern restaurants, the old school approach breaks down fast. When POS reports, delivery payouts, payroll, and vendor invoices live in separate places, manual data entry creates errors. Missed bills, double payments, inconsistent categories, and reports that arrive too late to help. A classic example: the bookkeeper logs hours every day. The accountant reviews the pattern and spots Thursday overtime that isn't producing enough sales to justify it. Bookkeeping kept history. Accounting found the leak. So what does a restaurant-ready system need to handle, on purpose, every month? Maya stops treating accounting like a once-a-year scramble and starts treating it like a system. First, choose an accounting method that fits the business. Cash basis records activity when money moves, often simpler for smaller operations. Accrual basis records revenue and expenses when they're earned or owed, usually clearer as you grow, use vendor terms, and need a true monthly picture. Next, build restaurant-specific tracking into the workflow. Prime cost, food, beverage, and labor combined, often targeted under about 60 to 65% of sales. Consistent inventory valuation, FIFO, LIFO, or weighted average, so food cost calculations are reliable. Accurate tip and payroll tracking for fairness and compliance. Clean separation of revenue channels: dine-in, delivery, online ordering, catering, events, so fees don't hide inside sales. Sales tax rules that match how and where you sell. Finally, lock in a rhythm. Capture daily, reconcile weekly, close monthly, and review KPIs on a schedule. Now we can talk about what actually goes wrong and how to fix it fast. Once Maya starts operating the system, the same 4 issues show up over and over in real restaurants, and each has a practical fix. 1. Too much manual entry. It's slow and it creates mistakes. Fix: integrations and automation, bank feeds, POS sync, payroll sync, and invoice scanning with consistent GL coding. 2. Falling behind on reconciliation. If you wait weeks or months to match your books to the bank, small problems become big mysteries. Fix: reconcile on a steady cadence. Weekly is ideal for many operators. 3. Messy, inconsistent reporting. If categories change every month, you can't see trends. Fix: standardize your chart of accounts and report templates so food, labor, and fees mean the same thing every period. 4. Invoice confusion. Double payments, missed bills, and unclear approvals crush cash flow and supplier trust. Fix: a clear accounts payable process, status, due dates, and one payment trail. And one quiet truth: you don't need to be a spreadsheet person. You need a repeatable process and the right support. With the pitfalls controlled, we can focus on the numbers that actually steer the business. Clean data becomes powerful when it shows up as consistent reports you actually review. Maya anchors her routine on 6 essentials. 1. Profit and loss, P&L. Your scorecard, revenue, expenses, and net profit over a period. 2. Balance sheet, a snapshot of financial health, assets, liabilities, and equity. 3. Cash flow statement, not just are we profitable, but when does cash arrive and leave so you can avoid surprise shortfalls. 4. General ledger, the detailed categorized record behind everything, critical for audits and deep dives. 5. Accounts payable and accounts receivable, what you owe, what you're owed, and the timing, key to liquidity. 6. Sales and labor reports, performance by shift, day part, role, and menu item, so scheduling and pricing get smarter. The implication is immediate. Instead of reacting to problems late, Maya starts spotting them early, before they hit the bank account. Next, she compresses all that information into a few vital signs she can monitor at a glance. With reports in place, Maya runs the restaurant with KPIs, the vital signs that focus attention fast. She starts with prime cost, cost of goods sold plus labor, often targeted under about 65% of sales. Then she tracks food cost percent, labor cost percent to catch overtime creep, overhead ratio for fixed costs, inventory turnover to reduce waste and stockouts, and the break-even point so she knows the minimum sales needed to cover everything. This is the shift. The numbers stop being what happened and become what to do next. To make it sustainable, Maya makes 3 practical decisions. 1. Who does the work, in-house, outsourced, or hybrid? Many restaurants win with hybrid. 2. What tools support the workflow? POS integration, payroll and inventory sync, invoice automation and GL coding, dashboards, and multi-unit support if scaling. 3. What habits keep it clean? Weekly reconciliation and a consistent close. And as tools get smarter, forecasting and alerts can warn you before a cash crunch or cost spike hits. Now let's wrap the whole journey into a simple, do this next checklist. Let's bring it home. Restaurant accounting isn't just compliance in tax season. It's the financial engine that lets great hospitality turn into stable profit. You saw the arc. Busy doesn't automatically mean profitable. Bookkeeping records the truth of daily operations, and accounting turns that truth into decisions through consistent reports, a steady close process, and KPIs that act like vital signs. So here are your next steps, simple and concrete. 1. Review your P&L this week. Don't wait for end of quarter. 2. Reconcile on a weekly cadence so problems stay small. 3. Track prime cost every Monday and pick one additional KPI like labor percent or inventory turnover. 4. If your workflow is manual, choose one integration to implement first. POS, accounting, payroll, accounting, or invoice scanning, AP. Do that and the back office stops being a source of stress and becomes a steering wheel. Clarity leads to control, and control leads to growth. If you're unsure where to begin, bring in a restaurant-savvy accountant or mentor and keep asking questions. The restaurants that thrive are the ones that learn their numbers as well as they learn their menu.